Hey folks, before we start programming our microbits to become soil moisture sensors, I wanted to review what we're interested in having our microbits do. Then, think about the steps we want to include in our code to make sure that we can make that happen. First, we want our microbits to be able to measure soil moisture. In session 5, you learned that this can be done by applying what you know about circuits by putting two metal prongs into the soil and measuring the resistance of the soil by passing an electrical current through it. Depending on the amount of nutrients and soil in the water, we would receive a voltage input in our microbit computer. This would tell us how much moisture is in our soil. So how do we do that? First, we want to think about how we physically set up, and I'll show you my thinking by using this microbit right here. A microbit contains pins, and each pin can be seen here is in charge of a different thing. We only need to worry about two pins, pins 1 and pins 3V. Previously, we learned that the 3V pin is in charge of pushing power to other sensors, and that pin 1 can take in a sensor reading. So to set up my soil moisture sensor, I'll need to attach a wire with a nail to each of these pins. This will allow me to send an electrical current out of the 3V pin, which will pass through the soil to the nail attached with the pin 1. Then the microbit sensor will receive an input through pin 1. If we can interpret that input, we'll have our soil moisture reading. As a reminder, even if you do not have a microbit at home, that's okay. You'll still be able to test your final code through the Microbit MakeCode website. Before we get started, you may want to go back to review the plan for the soil moisture meter that you designed in session 5. Take a moment to check to make sure that it's put together correctly and make any changes that you need to. When you're ready, come back and move on to the next slide and I'll share the next steps.